Hello, my name is Brendan Anderson, and today is my fifth and final look at classic horror films for this year, and my last review will be Stanley Kubrick's 1980 film, The Shining. So up until this point, we've watched a lot of older horror movies. I began with the Val Lewton film Cat People, and now I'm more towards what we would call sort of the modern era of horror with The Shining from 1980. Now, I'll just get this out of the way. I'm one of those people who really is not a slasher film fan or a Saw movie kind of guy. I enjoy a good thriller and I like a good horror movie, but to me those movies are neither of those. They're more just big gore fests. That's not my idea of a really good scary movie. But Stanley Kubrick's The Shining is not one of those, and therefore it is an incredibly good horror movie. Right up there with Psycho, in terms of really allowing you to have a plot with characters as well as thrills and suspense, and The Shining has plenty of that, and a lot of really creepy sequences that'll stick with you for a long time afterwards. The Shining is not one of those horror movies where you'll watch it and you'll get those sort of jump scares that are like surprising and hit you in the face, like in a movie like Alien, where that's really how it creates fear. The Shining is a movie that has a lot more depth to the fear that you see. It's disturbing in a more internal way. You take it in and it sticks with you, and that's what's creepy about it. It's not necessarily just what you're seeing, but also the idea behind it, which is really strange sometimes. Kubrick was perfect for a movie like this. I've not read the book, and I know that the book is a great book, and the movie itself deviates a lot from the book, from what I've heard. But Kubrick was a perfect choice for this. Of every Kubrick movie I've seen, he's always been able to keep these memorable sequences in your head. Even if you don't necessarily love the movie that he made, you still remember it. It never gets out of your mind. And that's what he really was able to do here again, and it's perfect in the horror movie setting. So The Shining is an absolutely fantastic example of a horror movie. It also helps that The Shining has incredible performances by Jack Nicholson and the rest of the cast, but mainly Jack Nicholson. His performance is absolutely outstanding. It's right on that edge between being hammy and just downright insane, and so therefore it comes off absolutely perfectly. You know, there are times when you almost want to laugh at the same time you're just absolutely repulsed. This movie is sort of that way, and it's Kubrick who made a lot of sort of black comedies. You can kind of see some of that influence in The Shining. That's not to say the movie isn't scary as heck, because man, is this movie scary. It is a perfect sort of Halloween film, and I really don't want to give too much away. It has been parodied so much that some of the stuff you'll probably see coming before it actually happens, but if you have not seen this, check it out. It was a fantastic movie to watch on Halloween, and really it was a great culmination of my look at horror movies for this year. So there's still plenty of classic horror movies I want to review, but I'm going to wait until next October and probably do another video series on some of those, because I focused a lot on Val Lewton this year, and there's still lots of other sort of classic horror films, both modern and old, that I want to get to. But I think The Shining was a great way to end, a very psychological horror film that really has its genes set in Cat People from 1942, which was really the first horror film to really look at the psychology of horror as being its main way of creating the scares. So overall, it's been a fantastic time for me doing these reviews, and I hope you've enjoyed them as well. So remember, subscribe to this channel. There'll be plenty more video reviews coming up about different movies, probably more modern movies, and be sure to check the blog where we're starting to get really into the thick of Oscar movie season now, so there should be some really good reviews coming up for that. I'm really excited for some movies to come out at the end of this year, so it's going to be exciting, especially The Wolf of Wall Street hitting theaters December 25th, and David O. Russell's American Hustle, so certainly check back for those. So until then, this is Brendan Anderson, signing off.